spoke with Prof. I forget the name. It's escaped me just now. But he was he's a political scientist, historian, talking about Yendi being that's right, being a shoe-in for the NPP. So there are some seats that once you are able to get through the first hurdle of coming out triumphant,
it's for you.
Pretty much a sure bet. So you pretty much have one leg in the foot of Parliament. So the stakes are incredibly high, and that's where you see some of the energy and some of the not so pleasant scenes that we see, because the stakes are literally so high. But in this instance, it will be, we're watching to see when exactly it will be done over, because clearly the EC says we have not announced any winner. They're going to have to do this one again. And there are other constituencies also that the party has to, draw their minds to because of one legal injunction or the other.
In fact, in the constituency of the gender minister, that's the gender minister. Gender minister who went head-to-head with Dr. Baumia's aide. She secured an injunction.
This is in Wale Wale?
Yes.
In Wale Wale, yes.
That's Dr. Baumia's backyard. Dr. Baumia's backyard. And she secured an injunction to restrain the gentleman from holding himself as the parliamentary candidate for the MPP. It's for me, it's quite surprising, that we'll have such things, going up and down. I find it quite regrettable. Very regrettable, if you ask me.
Is it just par for the course? We get all these types of skirmishes during parliamentary primaries.
Which par for which course?
I mean, it's part of it. So competition brings out the best and the worst in people.
Well, but I mean, the point is that is it a do or die affair? There are people who lost and have gone back and haven't gone away with the fight. They said, well, we'll come back again. We lost this time round. The people said no. So that's it. I mean, why should you make a big issue out of it?
I mean, that is true. For a party that is also looking to break the eight, they really cannot afford some of these skirmishes.
But you see, again, that draws in who represents the party to break the eight. If you look at the, the newbies that have come on, you have more than about 40 of them, right? Who are 46 of them.
Newbies.
Newbies, new faces who have come on. They are going to contest against largely people who have already been in parliament, because largely the NDC has finished its primaries.
That's right.
And most of the people who won are old guards or people who have actually been there once, or it's a sure bet seat for them. So you're bringing in newbies. Will they rise up to the occasion? What do they know? What do they have? What do they bring to the table? How are they going to maneuver? And then the bigger conversation is when they get into parliament, assuming the NPP breaks the eight, the NDC doesn't win in parliament, how would they prosecute the agenda? Let's say all 46 of them go through, which is, not realistic.
That's right.
But let's assume that you get a half of them go through. They'll be new to the rules of parliament.
Yeah.
They'll be backbenchers.
Yeah.
How would that improve the debate, the quality of the debate, because they will have to learn the ropes.
So you join the cause of those who say that we're losing too many experienced hands.
We are losing.
But others are claiming, Johnny, since you've been away, we've had this discussion. The callers calling, they said, those are here. What are we really seeing?
You see, the point is that we need to institutionalize parliament stricto sensu. It's not just about you get in, you do your orientation, because people get into parliament and use the first 4 years to learn.
That's right.
And then subsequently, when it is beginning to look good for them, they're beginning to like it, they say, okay, well, then I'll stay on and on and on. And that's why the likes of Katie Hammond and the rest can come and say that, oh, I've been in parliament over the past, or the 24 years. And, blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's his claim to fame and his bragging right. But how is Katie Hammond, for example, holding the hands of others to bring to the table to say, this is how it is done? This is my firm understanding of the standing orders of parliament. James Abonso, like him, hate him, is one of the finest you can find in terms of understanding the standing orders. Cletus Avoka, name them. Alban Bagbin himself, Speaker of the House. How have they transferred the knowledge? And I've noticed one thing about ourselves in this country. We are not kind to ourselves. such that in terms of knowledge transfer, we want to always hold on to the knowledge that we have, okay, and not be able to willing to transfer that knowledge, because once you transfer the knowledge, then you lose your hold and your power.
That's right, and because then you don't get your extension.
That's what, yes, your contract extension and all of that. That's what happens, in most of the cases. Look at how Sam George kicked out E.T. Mensah, the late E.T. Mensah from Ningo Pro. I mean, he was his boy. It was obvious that E.T. Mensah had his days in Parliament.
That's right.
But he was willing to go on again. Sam George says, well, I think that it's time for a fresh blood. He's gotten... Sam George has not done badly at all.
No, not
but
at all.
Who held his hand and pushed him into Parliament and said that, qualified and learn from me, and
or should there be like a formalized mentorship program by force before you leave? You have to give us some of your experience.
There should be, because we're going to give you are under Article 71 holder. We're going to give you as gratia. We're going to give you all the things, all the perks that come with your office, the prestige and the honor and everything else. I'm looking forward to political science departments, Legon, Tech, UCC, all those, universities, tailor a program specifically to say, look, political science, but this is for Parliament. If you want to be a career parliamentarian or a career DCE or a career MCE or a career assemblyman, whatever it is, if you do this, then you understand the nuances of being a member of Parliament. I tell you, a lot of people get into Parliament, and some of us who have covered Parliament, sometimes you realize that you know more than this new person who has just come into Parliament. I mean, they're literally lost.
Because that orientation, we're told, sometimes it doesn't even go beyond a day. Really, that's all you're given the tools. That's one quick orientation, something like that.
You need to learn very fast if you're in Parliament.
That's right.
And not many people can learn very, very fast, because there are committee meetings, there's always a document in your pigeonhole, caucus meetings, you have to go to the constituency, you have to consult, you're on a committee, people are bringing memorandum.
Some of it is quite complex.
You need to understand, you need to fall on people.
You
are sponsoring a bill, you are attached to something like that. There's a lot that's going on in Parliament at the same time. And so if you are not sharp and abreast of things, you find that you always be caught up, you'll be lost. And that's why it's important for us to have that transition. All these fine brains that we are losing them, and what are we getting from them? Because while they were in Parliament, we spent money on them. While they were in Parliament, we gave them opportunities. While they were in Parliament, some went to the African Parliament. While they were in Parliament, some people traveled across the world. Some people went to, understudy other systems elsewhere. How are they transferring that knowledge? Are we forcing them or encouraging them to write books? Are we encouraging them to author? I mean, the likes of Honorable Ken Jirasa, former Deputy Speaker of Parliament, he's written a book, chronicled, some of the things that he has done and he did in Parliament. But really, how are we? I call them libraries on fire. We are not preserving them.
That's right.
Alban Bagbin is a tower in Parliament. Oseichi Mensah is a tower in Parliament. We talk about the J.H. Mensahs and the rest. We allowed all of them to die and go. We had allowed all of them to die and go because we're not tapping from their knowledge. And some of them too were not willing to share any of the things that they had. They were interested in, okay, I'm the longest serving so and so, I've been here so and so, I've been leader of this pack or leader of that pack, and because of that, when it comes to my constituency, I have a say in who goes to Parliament, blah blah blah. But as to what the person is going to Parliament to actually do, the real parliamentary work, how are you transferring that knowledge to the person?
Very important. I agree with you. For paying ex gratia and the like, maybe we should make it compulsory. That first year after you leave, while things are still fresh, maybe they set up some modules. You will take Friday afternoon, you will take Tuesday morning, so that it is formalized and we're not losing that wealth of experience. It's a shame, though, that others also believe that even our long-standing members of Parliament haven't really done much. Is it that for some people we're not feeling their influence and their knowledge and their power like that? Is that the reason why?
I honestly think that, per the politics we play in this country, we oftentimes want to see the tangibles. We want to see public toilets built here, we want to see roads, we want to see school, library, there's that, people's appearing at weddings, parties, school fees, and funeral contributions and scholarship and all of that, church, attending church, helping church fundraising. So people tend to look at parliamentarians in that direction. They say, MP, because we have not seen the road.
That's right.
We confuse parliamentary duty with the duty of the assembly.
That's right.
And the state. It's responsibility to the people. And it is also because we have kept the people in the dark. So the parliamentary aspirant comes to the fore with some of those ideas that school no messi can buy school mama, so they come and tell the people these things, and the people based on that vote for them. When after the 4 years or when the next election comes and the people look around, okay, yes, school and see, then they say, MP no nyeshi, let's kick him out. But strict sense, that's not the MP's job.
That's right.
The MP's job is to legislate, is to make laws, is to be present in parliament, is to attend committee sittings, is to read the memorandum from people, is to lobby.
Yeah.
So the MP sits in parliament, we say the roads minister, the road is bad. Lobby is the minister. That's why they have a lobby, a whole place in the structure of parliament called the lobby. It's a big area where you go, they sit, they have their coffee shop, they have their lobby. So people sit there and they have conversations. So
that's right.
You can lobby the roads minister to say, this is my road from this point to this point. Really, it's not good. It has health implications. It has implications on education and on the livelihoods of the people, economy, and all of that. So why don't you come to our aid? Maybe in the next budget, fix us somewhere and at least do part of the road so that it's motorable. Blah blah blah. That's the job of the MP. If any MP goes out of their way because they have maybe benefactors or people who sponsor them who say, okay, we will come together like what Okoboy has done at his place, AstroTurf, and we'll build an AstroTurf. That is not the primary role of the member of parliament. So we ought to dichotomize the issues and stop combining and confusing everything.
That's right.
If not, we will be in trouble perpetually.
No, that's right.
And then we will get people who may not be properly sound in terms of their understanding of what the parliamentary process should be, but they have deep pockets who will come and take over and then do what they please.
Is that not where we are pretty much headed really swiftly, really, really, really quickly? That's where we are headed, where it's all about how much money is in your pocket as opposed to what the message is. I was even thinking, are younger people getting priced out of politics because of how much it costs? But these days, if you have some serious muscle behind you, regardless of your age, really, it's a shoo-in.
I agree with you. Young people are not being priced out of politics. If you go behind most of them, they say, I was able to drill 10 boreholes, Such a person who has not worked before. His father didn't die and leave a fortune for him or her. But the person has been able to overnight generate money to dig 10 boreholes.
That's right.
Or drill 10 boreholes. It's a cause for worry. So who are those behind this individual? And what are they asking for in return for those boreholes? It's a question that we always don't ask.
We never connect the dots. When we talk about it, we think, why are you looking into somebody's pockets? It's important that you do.
We don't ask. So then this person gets into parliament and sits on a committee, and then maybe, just maybe, those who sponsored him to get into parliament, and maybe they could have sponsored some others to get into there, lobbied for them to get onto a certain committee, and then there are tax exemptions that have to be given. And the beneficiaries of these tax exemptions would then be the companies belonging to these people who had supported them at their primaries and during the elections. What do you think they would do? Ideally, they would okay the tax holidays for these people.
It's like you scratch my back,
I scratch your back.
I scratch your back.
So we are not asking. We have commoditized everything, monetized everything to the point where if you don't take care and if you don't have money, you can be the most intelligent. You will have somebody who can't read and write in parliament. We have had some before. Somebody who went to parliament, forgive me, a hairdresser who went to parliament, never spoke a word. Never spoke a word. The parliament comes from the French word parler, right? To parle.
To parle.
Yeah, you have to speak. And you went to Parliament for 4 years and you never spoke.
Nompa.
It's serious. But the person represented, so how were you representing the people?
Especially given the list that, John, you have given us, the mandate of an MP.
So how were you representing the people? Were you reading the documents that came before you? Were you analyzing it? How well did you use your research assistants? You know, and based on that, did you ever make a statement in Parliament? Did you ever, draw the attention of your leadership to anything? It's a big conversation.
That's right.
And we cannot toy with it because the quality of our representatives tells the kind of people we are. Who is your MP? Are you proud of your MP? Are you proud of your member of Parliament? To say that this is my MP. And as for my MP, like what Sami Ablakwa and Honorable Woyome, Dapia Makpo and the rest did for the people of Mepe, Sam George, when the Dowenya dam spillage and the, all those irrigation dam spillage, when they happened, they stood up for their people.
They were present. They didn't abandon their people. They
led, right from the front. There have been instances in this country where things have happened and you can't even find the MP is missing in the equation. Go to Apiati. Where was the MP?
After that explosion,
the MP in Apiati.
Good question.
The MP was missing. In the scheme of things at Apiati, it was Abu Jinapo, Lands Minister. It was Henry Quarte. It was the Vice President. It was Defense Minister, Interior Minister. In the scheme of things, where was the MP? Even the regional minister, in the scheme of things, where were they? So you see what I'm trying to...
Yeah.
When things happen to your people, the people you represent, you must be seen to be at the front, all right, on their behalf. You can't be playing second fiddle in your own home because as MP, you are the landlord.
That's right.
Right? You're a co-landlord with the DCE. If anything happens in your corner and MP and DCE, we can't find you, but we find a national thing. It must start from somewhere. And even if the nation takes it upon themselves, you should not be missing in the equation.
That's right.
When earth tremors happen around the Wejagbawe area, do you see their MP? So are you surprised that Tina Mensah lost the primaries?
I was a little surprised, actually.
You were surprised?
A little bit surprised.
How many times have we had earth tremors around the Wejagbawe area?
They've been frequent.
Have you heard the MP say anything?
No.
Have you seen the MP of that area until she was kicked out? Did you ever see the MP for the area?
No.
Yes. It's a key concern that must be asked. Who is your MP? Who is representing you? Who is speaking for you? Who is standing in front of authority to say some for you?
And you see other MPs doing that, it'll make you think twice about what your own MP is doing about your
client.
client.
What is my MP doing? I'm not asking for my MP to give me money. I'm not asking for my MP to... I'm just asking, disaster strikes here today. Is my MP in good contact with NADMO to say, come quickly to the aid of my people? I have gone there. I've actually seen the extent of the damage that has happened to them. And so come to their aid. Let's also see 1, 2, 3, 4, what we can do for them. I don't get it. Anyway, Christopher Mwaku is joining us on the phone line now. He is a regional correspondent for the Savannah region. But Ellen, you do know that the Electoral Commission earlier wrote a statement to say that they do not, or they have not given anybody authorization to so call themselves the candidate-elect for the Yendi constituency, stated the 29th of January 2024. Do you have it there?
Great.
The New Patriotic Party
indeed.
MPP parliamentary primaries declaration of results in the Yendi constituency. The attention of the Electoral Commission has been drawn to a video circulating on social media depicting a gentleman declaring results of the just ended New Patriotic Party NPP parliamentary primaries in the Yendi constituency in favor of the incumbent. The Electoral Commission wishes to inform the general public that it has not declared results for the Yendi constituency in the just ended NPP parliamentary elections. 785 voters voted out of 794 registered voters. The counting of ballots for the incumbent, Honorable Farouk Aliu Mahama, was disrupted when the presiding officer had counted 296 votes in his favor. Unfortunately, the destruction of 498 ballots which remained to be counted made it impossible for the presiding officer to complete the collation of the declare the results. The commission therefore disassociates itself from the declaration. Thank you, signed by Michael Boydu, is the acting head of public relations. Guess what? The 296 votes that were counted in favor, if you read Article 296 of the Constitution, it talks about discretion. So there was indiscretion there by the people to disrupt the thing right on the brink of this. Maybe you read Article 296 for us, but let's go to Christopher Mwako. Chris, good morning. Thank you very much for your time. How are you, sir?
Good morning, Johnny. I'm doing good by the grace of God. How are you too?
I am greater than Accra. How is Yendi this morning?
Well, Yendi is calm. Everybody is going up duties. Just a few angry ones still talking about the Saturday's incident, and everybody is now waiting for the national executives to come up with a determination on the Yendi matter, because the EC has come out to say they did not declare any results in Yendi. So it means that the NPP's own directive ahead of the primaries, they have indicated in a communique that it is only the EC that has the mandate to declare any winner in the election. So it means that if we are going by this, then the ND constituency primaries, there is still no candidate for the constituency as it stands now.
The party executive on the local front, how have they been trying to tone down the tension around the place?
Yes, so it does appear that even before the contest, the executives in the Yendi constituency pitched camp with the incumbent, that is Farouk Aliu Mahama. And so that is even the reason why this matter is escalating to this level, because both constituency and regional executives have been accused ahead of the elections that they are favoring Farouk Aliu Mahama, and that was exhibited according to supporters of Haji Abdubata Shanin, and so they are unable to make any comment on this particular matter, but they have since congratulated Farouk Aliu Mahama on Sunday after the primaries.
And again, this we see. About a year ago, confusion hit Yendi. MPP, Northern Regional Secretary, called the bluff of the Yendi chair. It looks like Yendi really is living the name hotspot within our political space. Really, do you see any end in sight for all this pull and push?
Yeah, so you know that Yendi obviously is the heartbeat of MPP.
Chris, you have to position yourself. Your line is cracking.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, so Yendi obviously is the heartbeat of the MPP in the northern region, because the MPP has been winning massively in Yendi, except for in 2008, where a similar incident, they went for primaries and there was this confusion. So Alhaji Malik Al-Hassan lost the elections to an NDC candidate in 2008. Aside that, the MPP has been doing well in the Yendi constituency. They've been winning both presidential and parliamentary. So it means that if you're able to win the MPP primaries in Yendi, obviously the likelihood of you winning the election, the general election, is high. So this is why we see these things happen within the MPP in the Yendi constituency. So that is the worry of the delegates, that is the worry of party supporters, that the trend at which this whole matter is traveling, it means that after the primaries, uniting the front of the party in the Yendi constituency will be very difficult. And if that happens, then it means it's a clear indication that the MPC can win the seat. So that is the worry of most supporters of the ruling party.
And the National Party, do you get any indication that they want to step in to cool tempers? Because if the NPP must break the 8 and from the Yendi's perspective, then all parties must come to the center to ensure that that happens. What do you say?
Yeah. Yes, so the third vice chairman, Alhaji Masaudu Osman, who made the declaration, has been on other sister stations, still insisting that he has every right to make that declaration. However, aside him, national executives have not made any declaration yet. I remember 2 days ago, TV3 engaged the communications director of the party, and he's saying that they are yet to get reports from the constituency, and it will inform them as to how to go about the Yendi issue. So, as it stands now, Johnny, I must say that Yendi, the two aspirants are all claiming to have won the election. Abibata, we interviewed her, and she said that she won the election, and Farouk is also saying he won the election. So, as of now, everybody is a candidate in Yendi. The two of them are candidates, and until the national executive step in, and as of now, we all thought yesterday that determination was going to be made. Today, we are hoping that probably it will be made, or maybe within the week, because the Yendi supporters, the delegates, are waiting to get their candidates so that they can kickstart work towards breaking the 8 in the Yendi constituency.
This Alhaji Masaud Osman, the third vice chairman of the NPP on the national front, in his declaration, did he mention any figures for Haji Abibata?
Not at all. So, Johnny, this is where the confusion is. When they went to the police station, okay, they asked the EC that, okay, fine, let's count the remaining ballots, papers, and then a declaration will be made. Now, the EC declined that once they cannot account for the remaining ballot papers, then it meant that they will not be part of it. What explanation would they give should this matter travel to the court? So the third vice chairman, Alhaji Masaud, with the regional chairman, Chairman Samba, and other regional and constituency executives said that, according to them, they have the power. If EC refuses to declare, they have the power. According to the MPP constitution, that was what they said. According to the MPP constitution, they have the power. So what they did was that, they had already counted some 296 ballots.
That's
for
right.
Farouk.
That's right.
At the polling center. So when they got to the police station, what they did was that already we have 296 ballot papers counted for Farouk.
Right.
Now, these are the remaining ones that we have. So let's count them. Then we add them to the already counted 296. Then we subtract from the total the 786 or so vote cast. Then when we do the subtraction, we'll know that this is what Farouk got and this is what Abibata got. They never counted. Johnny, let me put on record that they never counted any ballot paper that belonged to Hajia Abibata Shani Mahama. They never did. What they did was to count the remaining ballot papers that belonged to Farouk. Then they did the subtraction from the total vote cast, and they said Farouk got this. Unfortunately, the votes, the numbers that we are getting, what the third national vice chairman came out with, is different from what we have been seeing on the MP's wall and other communicators of the MPP belonging to the camp of the MP. These are different figures that we are getting. So as of now, we don't still know which actual figure that, if we are going by the declaration of the third vice chairman, what figure did Farouk win with? We still cannot tell.
Now, this sets the tone for further confusion because this is a national executive who is taking this decision on behalf of the party because the Electoral Commission distanced itself from whatever was happening. Now, is this not going to further crack the ranks of the NPP in Yendi because then people will be acrimonious going forward?
Exactly so, because now the questions they are even asking is that if the national executives have the power to declare the elections, then they should have gone ahead to organize the elections themselves. There wasn't any need for any EC official to be there to supervise the election. So that raises some questions among some supporters of the MPP, especially those that do not have camps, those that are waiting for the elections to be over so that they rally behind any candidate who wins the elections. Then they will campaign to see the MPP win in the Yendi constituency. So it's just not easy for the supporters of the party in the constituency, because right now they don't also understand what is happening, and that is why they are urging the national executives to fast track determination on the Yendi constituency so that they can move forward.
Goodies were shared during the primaries, yes?
Yes. Johnny, we interacted with some delegates, okay, even though they were asked not to talk to any media person. So you go there and you just introduce yourself, they say, no, we are not talking to you. So what we did was that we just sent their own people, party supporters, just asked them the questions, especially those that really wanted to know what the delegates got, because even the delegates themselves are fighting themselves, because other supporters want to be delegates, and so they also want to know what really happened. Some of them actually confessed or affirmed what we saw on social media, flat screen television, TV, motorbikes, and fat envelopes, because some of them actually said, if Abibata gave this, and Farouk came and doubled it. Some places Farouk was first to give, Abibata came and doubled it. So we had all these issues coming up, but however, the issue is that the distribution was done midnight, so we did not see the distribution, but the delegates, some of them actually confirmed that they received some goodies.
I see. I thank you very much indeed. But before you go, so this counting and declaration happened at the police station. What has the regional police been saying in terms of managing the security, which could be the aftermath of this one-sided declaration?
So the police in Yendi, for instance, said that they were only protecting the ballot boxes and papers. As to whether the declaration is in line with what they are supposed to do, they cannot tell. But when they got to the police station, the third vice chairman, the regional executives, some supporters of Farouk and others went inside one of the offices at the police station for hours. It was when they came out that they made the announcement that Farouk has won. So the police have declined commenting on it, but security in Yendi, I must say that right from Saturday till now, the police have been on top of their job, because even though they were around when the confusion started, and people actually blamed them because they knew that Yendi was a flashpoint. They knew that something of that sort could happen, but they still did not take that serious. That was when people were blaming them. But I think that overall, they've been able to manage the situation after the confusion until now. They patrol in Yendi town to ensure that nothing happens, especially the two areas that these aspirants live. They move around to ensure that no confusion, because as of now, Johnny, if you are an Abibata supporter, a known Abibata supporter for that matter, and you find your way around the Farouk area, I don't think that you'll be spared, because the verbal abuses will come and you will react and something different can happen.
I thank you very much indeed for your time, Christopher Mako. We'll pack it here. Grateful that you could speak with us. We're grateful. Chairman Samba is joining us on the phone line. Chairman, good morning. Thank you very much for your time.
Good morning, my brother.
Chairman, what is happening in your backyard?
Well, it's internal processing. It's about our own internal process about our own election. We are conducting election on the 27th of January. My region, it was a 4 constitution who conduct the election on the 27th of January. The 4 constitutions are Meng Constitution, Nantong Constitution, and then Zabuzubu and Yendi Constitution. So the other MPs are going to vote. So result to all those kind of elections, once you are going to election, at the end of the day, everybody has his own view. But the party will find a lasting solution to the issue. Yes.
Chairman, there's confusion at your backyard because both candidates say they have won the primaries, and then you had a national vice chairman go to declare one, that is the incumbent, as the winner of the elections that went on Saturday without recourse to both parties. Is that fair?
Well, I will not say the processing is not being fair because that's my boss. And I was there when the whole processing going on the Yendi constitution. In fact, it's not being surprised about what happened. When you look at 1 week ago, I called General Secretary, I told General Secretary that the election in Yendi will not be peaceful because the other candidate, which is Abiota Mashani people, he came and they were having intention that at the end of the day they will start the process. So I informed General Secretary. So we need proper security intervention. Without that, the process will not go successful. And at the end of the day, myself and the regional minister are able to talk to regional police commander. The regional police commander himself saying that he will go there himself. And while he was there, and the national third vice chairman is there, myself is there, I went there. But when the time the counting was going on, I was not around. Well, I went to Zabuzubu constitution. I was coming back when the counting was ongoing on. And then clearly, the national third vice chairman, they shot the election ballot papers. And you could see the incumbent, which is number 1 ballot, they were starting to count. They count the ballot up to 296. And the ballot papers were still ongoing. The counting was still ongoing. You can see clearly that the candidate number 1 is a winner. So from Abiota Mashani, that come from nowhere and took the remaining ballot from the candidate number 1, which is incumbent MP, started tearing the ballot paper, accusing the EC unnecessary. So you can see clearly that the national third vice chairman was there when this processing were going. If you know you are winning election, why can't you allow the EC to do their work? So upon calculation on the national third vice chairman, you can see that the incumbent MP has won the election. So, and they beat the EC very miserable. And they ran away from the process. You can see that the incumbent has won the election. That's why clearing that they think that normally we are engaging the EC for the process. If at the end of the day the EC is not being well to be found, he can able to declare the election.
Chairman, is it normal for your party, after having invited the Electoral Commission to supervise the elections, then go ahead to declare your own results? Is it normal?
Well, this is the election. We are not going to leave everything to the National Council to take decision on that.
But you were there when the incumbent was being declared winner by not the Electoral Commission, but by a national third vice chairman. And I'm asking you, is that normal?
That's why I'm saying national third vice chairman is my boss. And the processing, we are going to leave it to the next to take the decision. And upon clearing that his own calculation, I'm saying that Abiata Mahamashana, which is ballot number 2, his brother came there clearly to take the ballot paper. If you know you are winning election, why do you disrupt the process?
I see.
Yes. So the National Third Vice Chairman, you could see that declares that the incumbent has won the election.
Chairman Samba, aren't you setting the wrong precedence with this declaration, and hopefully other regions would also copy from what the Northern region has started?
It's a wrong precedent when the candidate allow his own brother to disrupt the process. It's a wrong process. It's a wrong precedent. This is what we are talking about. We are looking at where the problem has started. We are not talking about the declaration. Look at where the problem has started. This party is a Democrat party. It's a law-abiding party. Why do you go on contest? The contest is that follow the procedure. It's not normal. You allow your own brother, one mother, one father, to disrupt the process.
Chairman, Chairman, you are the father of the region, not the constituency. The region and the constituency forms part of the region.
Now the police has not make arrest. Let the police make investigation and make the arrest.
Have you reported to the police? Perhaps
I reported officially to the police.
And what did they say?
They are saying they are still making investigation.
Since Saturday?
Well, you have to get in touch with the regional police commander or crime officer.
I see. But
I have not heard that they make any arrest.
I see. But as the father of the region, the regional party, how do you feel at this time?
I feel disappointed in the guy who disturbed the processing. I feel disappointed.
Do you think that this could set you on an acrimonious path, particularly when people...
That's not me. We are talking about the candidate.
No, I'm talking about the party, that the entire party in the region, or in Yendi particularly, if you don't take care, this could crack the party such that breaking the 8 in Yendi would become difficult because people will be aggrieved and acrimonious.
Well, there is none left for the person who disturbed the process, for the people to judge him for the wrongdoing. Not me, not the party.
I see.
Yes.
So when are we hoping that the National Council will take a decision on, or the National Executive will take a decision on?
Well, it's a big body. It's above myself, it's above me. It's a big body. Let the big body take the decision.
I see.
And whenever I take the decision, why not? We'll go about it.
I see. Okay, thank you very much, Chairman Samba. We're grateful for your time this morning.
Thank you.
That's Chairman Samba. He's Adam Bantima Samba. He's a regional chairman of the New Patriotic Party. We're talking about Yendi. Joining us now is Dr. Sribo Kweku. He is the Director of Electoral Services at the Electoral Commission. Doc, thank you very much indeed for your time. Good morning.
Good morning, my brother. How are you?
I am greater than Accra. Doc, Yendi is boiling. You have issued a statement, not you as in an individual, but the Electoral Commission has issued a statement to say you have not declared anybody a winner. When are we to expect the Electoral Commission to make an official declaration concerning the primaries that happened in Yendi on Saturday?
Yeah, good morning to your listeners. The Electoral Commission has no result to declare because we did not complete the counting. So as of now, we don't have any figures to declare.
So where do we go from here? What are the people in Yendi supposed to be expecting?
We have informed the party that because of the disruptions that took place during the counting, the ballot press, some of the ballots were destroyed. So we don't have any result to declare. Now the decision is for the party.
Would you recommend a rerun?
Let's leave the decision to the party.
Doc, I can't hear you, sorry.
Let's leave the decision to the party.
I see. Okay. Now, you have made proposals from the Electoral Commission to alter the dates that we have all known in terms of when to vote in this country. You want to push it further forward so that it will create ample time for transition and handing over and all of those things to happen. There have been varied views. What is the Electoral Commission learning from the views that have been expressed regarding your proposal?
Thank you once again. We met the political parties at the APAC meeting yesterday's week. They came out with a proposal. They said they were going to consult their party executives. We met again yesterday. There are varied views, so we are collecting their views and the commission will take a decision.
But can you tell us, why did you want the date to come forward and not the traditional 7th of December, as we all know?
I think that you yourself, you mentioned one of the reasons. There are two main reasons. As the law stands, if you do the election on the 7th, you have 21 days to do runoffs. The 21 days include the time that you will declare the results. If you will declare the results and there's a runoff, as I said, 21 days, mean that you have 7 days to transition. Now, when that one happens and you do the runoff and within the 7 days you delay, meaning that the number of days between the result declaration and the transition will also reduce. So we were thinking that if we can bring it forward, then we can have enough time for transition. If you go to U.S., if I'm right, now Mr. is right, they will do the election first week of November and the handover is around March. The recent election in Sierra Leone, Liberia, they did the election in October, and they did the handover in January. So you heard that they have enough time to handle the transition. Again, if we, based on what I just said, if you do the election, Electoral Commission has 21 days to print ballot papers, do whatever they have to do before the election is held within the 21 days. And you realize that when it happens like that, you put yourself under stress. So we were thinking that for us to have a last election and a last transition, let's bring the election day forward. So these are the reasons why.
And what are the cost implications to us, if somebody may ask?
So for the cost, I don't think there's any, because it's the same materials that we will use. We think that you will change the law. The number of ballot papers, whatever, nothing will change. So in terms of cost, there's no effect.
So the people of Ghana need to be brought up to speed with such a change. Do you get the sense that Ghanaians are willing to embrace such a change?
That is why we have started with the political parties and the CSOs who are present. So based on the consensus that will be brought, we'll do the education. But to me, as far as the voter is concerned, the voter takes a decision and he goes to campaign for the candidate. I don't think the voter needs any number of days before the decision is taken. But we are talking of the implementers of the actions. Those who are doing the election and those who are doing the transition.
There's a concern by some individuals who suggest that there's always a transition committee that is set up, constituted by both the outgoing and the incoming government. And so the Electoral Commission should focus on its job of organizing the elections, declaring the right results, and not necessarily about who's handing over to who and when they do it. That's none of your business. What do you say to that?
We are talking of two reasons. What about Electoral Commission's preparation to conduct a runoff, if any? And you were saying that there's always a transition. When do we put in the transition? In the sense that you have not declared the results, so you don't know who's coming in. So who constitutes the transition team? The transition team will only take start when you have declared the result and you know this is the party that is coming to power. if you don't have the party coming to power, you cannot handle the transition.
But then we have had runoffs in this country before, in the early 90s, and then as latest as 2008, Tyne was the round 3, if you will. So the Electoral Commission has never had a problem with timelines and transitions. Why now, though?
We have no complaint. You can't say that the election has never had. Because we are the people in the kitchen, and we are saying that it puts a lot of stress on us when we are doing handling runoff. So it's not that we have not complained. And this one is not now. It was something that started in 2015. It went to Parliament. It was at the last, I think the second read, whatever, that they said that looking at and if you remember in 2015, they were complaining about the register. MPP was requesting for a new compilation of register, and we would say that no, you can use the register. So they were saying that we have not concluded about the activities that will take place before the election. So even if the approval was given, that was the view of the Parliament. We cannot manage it up before the December date. That's what was truncated. So it's not a new development. And this one was started by the political party themselves. And in the irony of it, that yesterday when we met, all the political parties agreed. Mm-hmm. All of them agreed that we can hold the election in November. But the division was that we should prepare it against 2028. So some were saying that it should not be this 2024 but 2028. So all the political parties that were present, all of them agreed that there was a need for us to bring the election forward. But whether it should be done in 2024 or 2028 was the issue.
Do you propose also to have the day as a full holiday so that voter turnout could be improved?
That was also one of the proposals.
Right. And the SD has also made a proposal to you to consider bringing the date.
The SD issue is not part of the discussion.
Why not, sir?
This one started in 2015. After the day, whichever day you fix, somebody may have something to say. So it's not the issue of the SDA or whatever, but we are thinking of the time for Commission to prepare for the in case there's runoff, and also
I see
for the incoming and outgoing government to have smooth transition.
Doc, I know that we didn't prep you on this one, but somebody's just sent a message on our portal. Is asking whether or not there's been a finality to the indelible ink conversation, whether the Electoral Commission wants to go ahead without using the indelible ink or would backtrack and then listen to the views that have been expressed.
The Commission will take a finality, but they have not yet taken a finality.
Okay, so there's no final decision.
Everything we do consultation.
Say again, Doctor, your line is breaking. Sorry.
In everything that we do consultation. So based on the feedback with the parties.
So the Commission has not taken a final decision on that yet?
Exactly.
Okay. Dr. Sibro, I thank you very much for your time indeed. We're grateful.
Okay.
He's the Director of Elections of the Electoral Commission of the Republic of Ghana. Says no decision has been taken yet. Eric Edem Agbana is in the studio. Let's quickly take this break. I'll come to Edem Agbana in a bit, but let's take a break. I want to pick his thoughts on what he feels about the things that Dr. Sribo Kweku spoke about. This is Sunrise here on 3FM 92.7. My name is Johnny Hughes. I'm here with Helen Apiampofu. It's 3 minutes after 9. Thanks for choosing us to start your day with us. Grateful.
Mr. Happiness in Ehame. Missy, who said Ghana Post I fast, reliable, and affordable. See, now saying,